Friends, greeting and salutations. Let's talk about Fubo. So here's the scenarios of what could happen with this stock, and I think this is, I know there's a lot of people that are very frustrated with this and they're furious, and I think we have every right to be, but there's things going on behind the scenes right now with this company, this stock, but there is high potential, high probability that this stock can make you rich this year, and we're going to talk about why. So, but I do want to address that this is a very dangerous situation too for you as the investor to be wrapped up in this, and you're probably going to be wrapped in it for some time because you're trying to catch a wave with what possibly could happen here. So let's go right into what's going on. Fubo, obviously, they have been killing quarterlies. They have been just nailing them. They have been getting bigger cash in the bank, paying off debt. They hope to be debt free by next year. Their subscriber growth is growing. You can look at all the numbers, go on the website, everything's there. I'll put some things up here so you can see, but this is a company that is doing well. And obviously the last quarter, it had the end of it was the fourth quarter and they nailed it. They had the end year money on there, but the next quarterly that will be coming out here in May, that will have it will have Super Bowl money on it, but it will also have a lot of games attached to that, because the main bread and butter of what Fubo sells is that they have a nice sports package, and that's where they shine a lot. So that leads us to the next argument. Obviously, Fubo is in this lawsuit right now with Fox Entertainment, Warner Brothers, Disney, and that whole thing. It's all one. But obviously, Disney came out saying we're gonna make our own sports package, and we're gonna make it affordable to the common person, and it's gonna have everything you could ever want underneath the sun. Well, that sounds great, but hey. If you're a Fubo investor, that's not great, and it's obviously not illegal. There's guidelines to what companies can do when it comes to these sports packages, because Disney was talking about, like, we're just going to take all of them. We're going to make one big thing, conglomerate, and it's going to be there for people for affordable prices. And of course, that would destroy the whole sports market, and of course that would destroy the whole sports market out there for other platforms, other companies, because there are other streaming companies that you just don't really hear about, but they have their own little sports things here or there that they rely on. So obviously now there's a lawsuit, because this is the Fubo cannot have this happen. This is terrible. They cannot have this happen. Can they survive? Yeah, they can survive, but the longevity of them surviving is kind of like, well, they're really going to have to think of something to make them unique, why they should survive. Like, are they gonna try to like be something like a Netflix in the future? Are they gonna try to start making their own movie shows? Probably not. That's not where they're at right now. That's not what they are. Right now they're just still a streaming service that is affordable and has a really nice sports package attached to it, and obviously other things too, but that's, like I said, that's their main bread and butter. So here is the plays that we could see happen this year. Number one is that you as an investor right now, Fubo is under $2. It's under $2, and it's affordable to most common investors, even if you can buy 5 shares a week or 500 shares a week, whatever you can do. If they win this lawsuit, and there is no timeline of when this is going to wrap up, like when they're going to be done with this. It's just, obviously, this could go on for the whole year. We do not know. They can tell you it won't, but more than likely, we just don't know. And it just started. That's the bad part. So if they were to come to some agreement where Fubo keeps doing what they're doing and Disney's like, all right, we can't do this, we're going to rework some kind of deal, do something else. We could see survival in a massive shoot up for Fubo. They could really shoot up there, and that could take the stock into a $5 to $6 mark just off that, because investors will feel comfortable, and we'll start to see these quarterlies come into effect, and we'll probably be in the next year, 2025 here, and we'll start looking at the projections of what Fubo is going, that they should be cash on hand, out of debt, and their subscriber count is supposed to raise here so much this year into next year. So they're a growing company. Don't get it mixed up. This is a very well company where they're growing, they have assets, they're doing everything you want to see, but it is a newer company, but they are doing very well here. This lawsuit is really scaring a lot of people to where, a lot of people don't want to get that deep into it, and I completely understand because, $1.67, $1.60, $1.70, $1.80 right now is cheap for the stock, but it could and probably more than likely will continue to take some damage here. I would not be surprised to see this thing go to a 130, 140 within 2 months from now if we don't hear news. Now, I do suspect it will shoot back up into the $2 range here when we get closer to May and we start to see these Super Bowl quarterlies come out, because they'll probably be the best quarterlies they've had. They're probably going to be massive, more than likely, because the growth of the company is going to be showing that with what these numbers should project here. Now, another play to kind of go off of what I just said here is that, we go a little deeper into the year. We're mid in the year. It's July, it's August, and we start to see a little bit of a pickup in the market even more. We start to see a bull run. And now, things have changed now where they're all saying, well, we don't know if there's going to be a pullback in the market. That's what all these analysts are saying now. We don't know if there's going to be actual pullback. Now there could be a bull market. They're rethinking everything constantly, and they should, because the market's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's just still going up. AI is still in control. Now crypto's doing its own thing again, and it's just going bananas. So we could potentially see a bull run in the market going deeper into the year. And if we were to do that, a lot of littler companies, littler stocks would have effect off that, where you would see the main big companies, from Tesla, Amazon, all those kind of conglomerates really take off, but the littler guys would do well too, where they would just start to actually move a lot faster. And Fubo could be right in that situation. So we're hoping that's what we see. I'm hoping that's the play that plays out here in my head in the reality, because if you are able to snatch up 5 shares to 20 shares to 30 shares within a month's time, or 500 shares within a month's time, it could potentially change your life here by this time next year, because the stock is obviously not, we're not talking about a reverse split. We're not talking about, them going bankrupt. There's nothing like that going on. It's just, this lawsuit is very much scaring a lot of heavy hands to really get involved in it, because they want to know what's going to happen here. Because if they don't win here, or some kind of agreement, something happens, it is bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's bad for the short term, but long term, it will make things even longer here for Fubo really getting some big numbers on their stock. And the thing is too, Disney has time. They have time. They have money. This is a huge company that Fubo is going up against. So I think that's more or less where I get scared. I'm like, the time of the situation, they could really bleed out the stock of Fubo to where people just completely lose interest, and it just keeps bleeding off here. And how long is this going to take to where it really gets people excited, and we lose investor support? I don't know. This could go 5 months from now before we even hear anything about it. I'm hoping not, but who knows. So for Q 2024 here, Fubo is forecasting 1.41 million, 1.43 million paid subscribers, representing 11% growth at the midpoint, and 365 million to 375 million total revenue. So obviously still going up here, representing 17% growth at the midpoint. For the full year of 2024, Fubo is guiding to a 1.66 million to 1.68 million paid subscribers. So obviously what we're seeing here, what this is saying here is that Fubo is projected to do a lot bigger numbers this year, and they're still raising. The numbers are still raising, and that's really what is exciting, should be exciting you as somebody who's here like very much ahead of the game. You know, I've seen things like this with companies before where there's something that's kind of hindering them. They're showing good quarterlies, they're showing good numbers, but there's something going on. But once that chain gets broken, you know, the company's able just to fly into new grounds. You know, and I'm hoping that's going to be the situation here for Fubo. I'm hoping. I think we're all hoping, obviously. So friends, it's Friday in the market. It was a good week in the market. Very excited. I am very hyped to see what's going to come next week. Joe gave the State of the Union, and not even going to touch on that. That's just not even going to talk about that. Yeah. Friends, I want to wish you all the best of luck out there with what's going on in the markets. It is a wild time to be an investor. It is a great time to be an investor. And I just want to encourage you to really look at Fubo and think about where this could be 8 months to a year from now. And if, you know, the hardest thing to do as an investor, I believe this wholeheartedly from my own experience, the hardest thing to do as an investor, and I believe this from my own experience, is to have patience. Have patience. Patience is the hardest thing for an investor, and that will kill your just love of the market and gains in what could be, because so much of us get caught up in FOMO. We want to move money here, there, and you know, as soon as we do that, something big happens and you can miss out tremendously. So really dig into Fubo yourself, look at it. I'm not gonna lie, it is a dangerous situation. If they do not win this lawsuit, or come to some kind of agreement, I don't know if there's like a winner or a loser, because I believe Disney's probably still gonna do something. They're gonna do something, but they may have to rework it. So you know, who knows what's gonna happen here? But friends, we'll see. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.